Okay, our topic today is constructions with dynamic geometry software. And as you can see, we're using an interactive whiteboard today because that's what we want to do, is look at electronic methods of doing this process. And the piece of software that I'm going to use today is one called Geogebra. It's a very effective piece of software that's available for iPad, Android, Mac, PC, pretty much any platform you can get Geogebra. It's a very useful piece of software. So we're going to use Geogebra today. And I'm going to give you just one example of the powerful things that you can do with something like Geogebra. Very useful tool. We're going to start with something fairly simple. You'll notice that there are several tools across the top. This one is just a line segment. So let's say that I want to draw a line segment. I can just place a point here, place another point there, and I've drawn a line segment. I can actually program in specific locations. If you look over here, we've identified where those locations are, but I'm not really concerned about that today. I just want to show you some tools. Here's another tool. Let's say, for example, this one, it's a circle. Circle requires a center and one point on the circle. So let's say we want to put our circle on this same line segment here. So we're going to use that as the center and that as the line on my circle. There I have a circle. How about another one? We'll do another circle. Okay, circle through a point. So this time we're going to start with this point as my center and this point as my point on my circle. I now have two overlapping circles with centers like that. This over here is just to designate a point. There are several sub things under that, but here I'm just going to identify a point, and the one I'm interested in is this point right here where my two circles overlap. So I'm going to put a point there. And let's draw another line segment. We're going to pick this. And I actually want to connect those 2 points. So I'm going to select this point, and there I have a line segment. Now, what's interesting is now you see I have an angle, and I can actually measure that angle if I want to. So let's do that. This tool right here allows me to draw an angle of a specific size or to measure an angle that I already have. The tool I've currently selected, you'll see if I use the drop down, there's a whole bunch of choices, but I just want to measure a particular angle. So what I'm going to do is take this angle that I already have. I need 3 points to designate my angle. So I'll pick this point, and this point, and this point, and you'll notice that I now have a 60-degree angle that's labeled there in the center. And the beautiful thing is, this is just a selection thing. The beautiful thing is I can take these points now if I want to, and I can manipulate them. So let's say I wanted to take this point, I can move it over here, and I can change the size. You'll notice that my angle's not going to change. I can take this point, and I can move it around a bit if I want to, perhaps not. It's not going to let me do that, but I can take this, and I can move it around even over to here somewhere. And you'll notice, by the way, that my angle size, I can even move that label where I can see it, you can see that that angle size, no matter what I do with this, that angle size is not going to change. And the beauty of dynamic geometry software such as this is that you can do these sorts of problems. You can see visually how those problems actually work. It's great to draw them on paper or on a whiteboard, but this way we can actually visually see them. If we wanted to, we could check all the details of those points over there. Not only can we see it, but we can manipulate it so that we realize, you know what, if I have a line segment with centers drawn on those 2 ends of the line segment and the circles drawn on the ends, and that line drawn now in that intersection is always going to equal 60 degrees no matter what I do with it. So that is how we use dynamic geometry software.